Hey guys, Timothy here. Today we will be making animations for pixel art sprites. Last time I created my ice golem boy, so let's make him move that frozen arms. Let's go. First, let's summarize a little. We are making an orthographic pixel art strategy game and we are using a hex grid as a map. That means that we have to make each animation 3 times. Why 3? Because we can flip it. So we have ones facing top right, right and bottom right. When we mirror those, we come up with all we need. However, making 3 animations for each move, for each monster in the game is quite a lot of work, so we have to work smart. The absolute basis is walking and striking enemies. Getting hit and dying may be done with VFX, similarly as it is done in Pokemon, where Pokemon jitters. Each animation we cut means cutting 3 animations realistically. And what's more important, 3 animations for each primal in the game. An early build would use 30 primals, that's 90 animations less for just cutting dying and 180 if we treat getting hit the same way. First, I'm making a punching animation. I want to do it in as little frames as possible, so that again I have less work to do. But still, I have to convey a few things. First, anticipation. Anticipation is the moment before an action. If you want to hit the nail, you first need to lift the hammer. This principle is used to empower animations. You may see it in all cartoons, where the character is making an exaggerated pose for a while, just to instantly move through the whole screen. We know what happens because we are anticipating it. If not for this frame, the character would just blink and vanish, and none of us would understand what happened. So here I am working on anticipation. This is the old golem, before I changed him to be blue, by the way. I am not only moving the arm, but the whole body. I am leaving legs stationary while moving his torso and head back. He is ready to make a huge swing and I want it to be visible. The larger the difference here and in the next frame when he hits, the bigger the impact of a hit. As you can see, I also straightened his forearm. It is no longer slouched before him, but rather stiff and ready to pounce. Next, we need to do movement we are aiming at, so in this case it will be a hit. The arm goes forward enough so it exactly hits the guy standing on the lower hex. This time I move both body and head forward so you can see that the whole body is used to hit the enemy. Arm in the back is moving in the opposite direction. Basically I try to make smoothest and most natural movement possible with as little redrawing as I can. I want to just shift things around as much as possible. You may argue that the effect isn't as good. But again, I am not animating a single character, but rather a bunch of them, so I want to be as efficient as I can. I also divide hit into frames, which are identical, with only difference being the trail. I like doing it this way because it allows me to show how quick the impact was through the trail, while keeping the fist forward longer so it doesn't trigger epilepsy. At this point, I am still experimenting both with the trail and with the arms. I thought elongated arms don't look good on this guy, and the distance they need to travel is far. So I decided on levitating forearms. I think as they are magical, made out of crystal, it's quite believable in this case. The final frame we absolutely need to make is the recover frame. Basically, we need to show the character coming back to its neutral form. When you are landing from a jump, the recover frame would be used standing up again, and in case of hitting a punch, it is taking your hand back to you. Again, we are as lazy as possible, so we use a single frame for that, for showing the primal half through that move. The next frame in the loop is our base frame, the one we started with, and it makes the move visually slower if we break it up that way. So he hits, the fist stays there, then he takes it back, and then the base frame. And there we have it. Just 4 frames with double frame in the middle, the hit phase, plus the base state. The bare minimum we can do. We have anticipation, action and recovery, just the basics of animation. The animation doesn't look amazing, but good enough for my taste. Remember that it will be just one small guy on a full battlefield. So now, when we have it done, let's make him walk. This time I made just 4 frames. 2 with the legs stretched and 2 while changing steps. 4 frames is in my experience the lowest number you can go to make the animation still look decent. While the primal is changing leg, I lower his head a little and of course move his arms so they match movement. Here is the effect. But wait a second, what about other directions? I hear you asking. Don't worry one bit. Now that we have the ice golem designed, redrawing him from multiple perspectives won't be an issue. I can match height and length of various body types, I have color and shape figured out. I just have to reimagine the character from other sides. I especially like the back side. I focused on showing his shoulder blades and buttocks, and I think he looks nice and chunky from this direction. The side view wasn't so good though, so I spent some more time reiterating it. I dislike drawing from the side, as I tend to oversimplify the shapes and movement. As you can see, it wasn't so bad. Now I export these animations in the form of sprite sheets and bring them to Unity. I haven't finished scripting walking yet, but you can see the golem move in all directions, using the simple button technique I added for now. In the future I will add mouse movement, pathfinding and other necessary stuff, but for now you may just enjoy our little friend walking. Cheers!